Teddy Savalas, my grandfather, about the Great Depression. Hello, Teddy.
Hello, Ariana.
What do you remember most vividly about the Great Depression of 1929 to 1941?
Well, Ariana, I wasn't born in 1929. However, the Depression lasted several years, too many years as far as I'm concerned. But as a baby growing up after the 29 crash, well into my third and fourth year, I remember seeing very grim and bleak pictures out our apartment window. We were on 23rd Street and First Avenue, and I never forgot those lines of people lined up to get what? Soup and bread. That's how bad it became. And these people, including my father, who had several businesses, were online to see if they could get a soup and bread. So it was a very, very difficult time. And I do remember it's kind of hazy to me, but I remember that atmosphere. It was very serious.
Yes. During these years of the Great Depression, did you come into contact with different types of people, like farmers, bankers, vegans?
Well, let me stop you there, Ariana. I was born in New York City. New York City took a major, major blow. So I didn't have access to anybody but my father. And I remember the look of my father, very crestfallen, very dejected, going out every morning to see if he could find something to do. And he had owned several businesses. So this is the impression I had. There were no farms there. This was 23rd Street and First Avenue, in which we had a bird's eye view of what was going on.
So did you come in contact with bankers, or no, it was just your father?
No, I was too small. It was just my father who represented a businessman
I see.
out of work. And he was very, very successful prior to 29.
I see. Can you remember any way the Great Depression affected education?
Well, as you know, the Depression actually went well into the 30s, 38 and 39, and then the war started a few years later. And I do remember as a first, second, and third grader, we had to bring our own paper, our own pencils. The teachers didn't have glorious surroundings. It was a grim,
So it
grim
affected
period.
schools, yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. So to change topics for education, who was the president during the Great Depression that you could remember, and what do you think of the way he tried to solve problems?
Well, you're talking about my favorite president, President Roosevelt,
Oh,
Delano Roosevelt, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and he was a remarkable president. I mean, he had challenges, many times the challenges of our President Obama, many more challenges.
I see. So were his actions in the long range beneficial or detrimental to the United States during this time period?
So beneficial that today, if it weren't for the president, Delano Roosevelt, if it weren't for he, we would be in serious, serious trouble, and I wouldn't have gotten the nourishment that I got through, his programs. Social Security was born then. My three brothers were put to work. They call it the CCC camps, set up by the president, and it took all kids from, I was too small, but from, let's say, 14 to beyond, to go out and work in the forest, to dig ditches for pipes and so on. So he put a lot of people to work. He did remarkable things.
You've mentioned the Social Security Act.
That's correct.
What do you think, how did that impact our world as of now?
Immeasurable. Immeasurable. Can't be measured how much it helped all these people who had nowhere to go, had no income.
Yes.
We would have had bodies in the street, people starving to death, but that was solved by the Social Security Act.
In April 1945, what were you doing when you heard FDR had died?
I cried with everybody else because he had done so much good. And the Japanese had attacked an American base at Pearl Harbor.
Yes.
And he brought America together and he declared war, but he did it so eloquently that I will never forget that day, December 7th, 1941. And your Uncle Gus, my brother, was at Pearl Harbor when it happened.
Oh, very emotional day. In appraising the effectiveness of American presidents, where would you rank FDR within a group of the 20 most effective presidents in American history?
Right behind Abraham Lincoln. And people may not agree with me, but he was indeed my favorite president, because I never met Washington or Lincoln. But a living president, no question about
So he
it.
had a tremendous impact.
On me, my family, and every American who lived through that presidency.
That's very great. Okay, well, our interview's done today. Thank you for sitting with me, and goodbye.
Okay, well, thank you, Ariana. I really enjoyed bringing up something very important in my own life.
Thank you.